Well, since that report by ELOG, there has been petitions brought forward to the Supreme Court and challenging the declaration of the President-elect William Ruto based on what the IEBC chair declared and the results therein. Do you still stand by the results that you found through your tabulation that corroborated what the IEBC chair declared as victory for William Ruto?
Thank you, Mark. I want to just clarify this, that right. Yes, as the Election Observation Group, this is our business. We invest a lot in our election observation, and we've done this over many years. So right. We have a wealth of experience in doing this. And therefore, it is that experience and consistency that we have that allows us to speak with authority yes. of what we have done. And therefore, as ELOG, we still stand firmly and we have total confidence in the elections and the PVT findings that we came out with. Okay. And this is what we are talking about here. Right. We are talking about parallel vote tabulation.
Yes. And you actually made that point. This was 2 days before the election to clarify that ELOG was running a parallel vote tabulation center, not parallel tally center. This point that you're making clear, the importance of it, just clarify.
Yes, and this is the most important thing, I think, which viewers and Kenyans and citizens ought to understand very clearly, that what we were doing is totally different from results tabulation. We were not tabulating results, but we were deploying a scientific methodology that is driven by statistics, science, and ICT technology to enable us observe. So that is a modern way of observing elections. There are many methods that you can use. Yeah. One is the traditional classical general observation, which many people are used to. And that is normally what they think about when they hear about observers. They think about observers deploying observers to stations, polling stations, to collect information, gather that, and at the end of the day report. Okay. Now PVT is a bit different from that because this is driven by statistics and science and technology. Right. So PVT relies on a number of things, and this is what needs to be understood. And that is the difference between what political parties and what the media like yourselves were doing, yes. Going to polling stations or just visiting the portal, the public portal that the IEBC put out there to retrieve those results and tally them. PVT works on the basis of a sample. Okay. So what we do is we sample polling stations across the country so that we have representativeness. So we do a representative sample of all the polling stations in the country.
And in this case, for the August 9th election, how many representatives did you have for sampling?
For purposes of the August 9th elections, we had a sample of about 1,000. So we looked across the country and sampled in a representative manner 1,000 polling stations, not just within Kenya, but also covering the one diaspora constituency. So we had 290 constituencies in Kenya covered, plus that one outside Kenya. Okay. So we had a representative samples, and this is the science behind this. We do this on the basis of looking at one, polling stations in the country, total number, by their distribution. We also look at the total number of registered voters by their distribution in the country, and use that as a basis of drawing a scientific, statistically based, accurate sample. Okay. And PVT works in the following manner, and I want this to be in a simple way understood. One is that if you go to a doctor and you say to a doctor that you have malaria, right? The doctor will not cut through you to diagnose malaria. They will just draw some, not even a pint of blood from you. Very little blood, which they will test through. And once the test is done, they will see malaria parasites. And on the basis of that, treat you. This is exactly how PVT works. It is a sample. Okay. So on the basis of the sample of 1,000 that we did and came out with, that is representative across the country, we were able to then collect information, analyze it, process it, test it, verify it, meticulously run through it. There were a lot of tests and retesting that we did to get to the accuracy level, So two things that
and it was quite accurate. Just to draw the attention of the people to the report that you gave, it was quite spot on in terms of what the IEBC did announce, because whereas they announced the official IEBC result had 48.85% going to Raila Odinga in terms of the presidential count. Yours was 48.7%, and for Ruto, William Samoei, the IEBC had 50.49%, yours had 50.7%. By the way, this isn't the first time you've done it. Give us some historical perspectives. You can start with 2017 as well.
Thank you. This is not the first time that we've done this. And in Kenya, the history of PVT hasn't been quite long. We began this process around 2010 with the referendum, you recall that. So that was the first time ELOG was able to do a parallel vote tabulation around the outcome of the referendum. And that was also pretty close. Then we did it again in 2013, then 2017, and now this is the fourth one that we are doing. And that can already tell you that, look, ELOG is talking about a wealth of experience and a level of confidence with the work that it does around PVT. And it's not just in Kenya. PVT started way back, in the 90s across the Philippines, and has been done in many countries in Africa, Nigeria, Zambia, Malawi, Uganda. Many countries in Africa, Ghana, they do it, as a basis to enable citizens have confidence on the outcome.